Let's get into the second part, Moon in Taurus. So if you have the Moon in Taurus in your natal chart, in your birth chart, listen out for this video because the Moon in astrology represents our emotional world, represents your nurture style, your caregivers. The Moon can even represent your physical home, how you were brought up, your childhood, your emotional caregiver, the most nurturing parent. In traditional astrology, it will be mother archetype. Okay. And so the moon will also represent how you process your emotions and feelings, how you emote those, right? How you process, how you give feeling and emotion to. Okay. What makes you feel safe? This is the moon. What makes you feel secure? This is the moon, right? The moon in Taurus is what is known as exalted. So every planet has an exaltation, and the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus, which means the moon acts very powerful here. It's very strong here, right? She knows what to do in the kingdom of Taurus, right? Being an earth sign, grounded, secure. The moon likes this. The moon loves to be here. The moon loves to be in Cancer, where the moon rules over. Cancer is her kingdom. But when she's not in Cancer and she enters the kingdom of Taurus, then this is her second home from home, right? She knows what to do here because Taurus is grounded, it's steady, it's deeply connected to the physical world, right? And the moon controls the physical world, right? It controls our emotions, our feelings, the water, and it absolutely loves and does really well in the sign of Taurus. If you have a Taurus moon, of course, depending on the houses, every house that it lands in will be slightly different how it plays out, which I'll go into in this video. But the moon in Taurus in general is a really powerful, strong moon sign to have. It means you're very connected to your emotions, very connected to your feelings. You can be very stable and secure when it comes to your feelings and emotions too. And those qualities are very important to you too. The Taurus moon are very connected to their senses, the five senses, because Taurus is traditionally well Venus. Venus rules our five senses of pleasure and joy, right? And the Taurus moon is very connected to that as well. So touch, taste, sense, smell. I find that Taurus moons can be very their senses like. Venus in Taurus or Taurians in general can be very heightened, so very receptive to touch, taste, sound, smell, right? They can make incredible chefs, cooks, singers, musicians, speakers. Taurus rules the voice, right? And the moon rules how the moon will rule how you feel. Incredible for poetry, for spoken word, for writing, creative writing, right? Um, Taurus moon, extremely powerful when it comes to your resilience, your emotional strength. If you have, a problem, I would go to a Taurus moon because they can hold space for you. And they're very, if you want someone who's secure, grounded, and strong, and a strong presence, then Taurus moon is your person, right? Because they are solid as a rock when it comes to their firm foundation, their emotional. They're not someone who would be overly emotional, as in like, unstable with their emotions. Of course, there were exceptions to that. There was like a Uranus interception, or a square placement to Mercury, or something like where it's in a challenging house, for example, right? But tourist moon will generally do really well where it's placed. Okay. Um, on the flip side to that, because they're so grounded in their emotions and their feelings, they can sometimes come across, this is a very Taurian thing, quite fixed in what they believe and how they feel. So they find it challenging to change their how they feel about a situation. So there can be strong resistance to change. They like their comfort. They want things done such a certain way, not in a Virgo way, but in a way that makes them feel safe. So they're not they wouldn't be someone who's unpredictable, who's open to change much, unless their moon will be like in the 11th house. uh, because it's a Taurus house, right? Sorry, the 11th house is an Aquarius house. So it could give that Aquarian flavor. It could be slightly more susceptible to movement. Again, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so the moon in Taurus in a fixed sign as well can be somebody who would be very much so fixed in their ways, okay, and they don't want to change their opinion. What they say goes. How they feel about something will be like that is it, right? It was like another strong person to really change the way a Taurus moon would feel. Okay. Um, However, incredible people to create stability with. The home is really important to these people. They have very beautiful homes because Taurus is ruled by Venus, you know, earthy colours. I wouldn't be surprised if the house is covered in flowers and very gorgeous things, very Venusian things, instruments maybe, or, you know, I always find like Taurus moons could be really great gardeners too. All right. But some of the key things that I really find with Taurus, like as I mentioned, actually, do you know what I haven't mentioned? Taurus moons, I'd say one of the moon signs which I find incredibly loyal. All right, so if you want loyalty, and who doesn't want that, then Taurus moon is your person. Um, One of their strong points is their patience. Taurus moons are incredibly patient because they're slow and steady. They're not going to move fast, right? They're very loyal to a fault. Um, but their needs need to be met. They need you to be. They want you to be stable. They want you to be secure because they embody those feelings too. All right. If you want someone to depend upon, then Taurus Moon is your person, and they want the same in return. You know, the shadow side to that can sometimes be possessive, um, and overly attached to comfort, to ease, to be slightly lazy, wanting their creature comforts. Taurus moons, they like their sleep. Okay, they like the finer things, like gorgeous food and things taste different. I've noticed with Taurus moon, that things taste they can like literally they'll be eating something and say if we're all having the same meal, the tourist moon will be like the third person will be like, well, they'll be, oh, I like this because I can taste this thing in it, or oh, I love that has this herb in it, because their senses are so much more heightened than everybody else's, to a point where they can have like really really great intuition, because this is the moon after all, and the moon rules intuition too. Being in a sign of exaltation, then yes, of course, these Taurus moon people can be very, very intuitive. Okay, um, like I said, because this does rule the senses, and uh, this is a very Venusian moon, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus, and the moon can sometimes blur the boundaries when it comes to having a good time. So I would watch out for overindulgence when it comes to, food, drink, recreational substances, because the tourist moon can know no boundaries when it comes to enjoyment, because they just want to have fun, right? When they're not sleeping. um, the things that are really important to the tourist moon are their finances and financial stability, because the moon rules our feelings, and Taurus wants to be grounded, wants to be stable. This is the realm of Venus, as mentioned, and so the money is really important to them. Abundance is really important because those things will make them feel more secure. Okay, so having money, having money in the bank, having savings somewhere, having um, an accumulation of wealth, and I feel like that will come more easily to Taurus Moon as well, depending on house placement and other factors too. Um, Wealth can come more easily, especially with the Taurus Moon in the second house or the eighth house or one of the money houses, right? And they do they first of all, this moon is ruled by Venus, and so relationships will be very important, and they want security within that. Yes, they like to have fun, they still want to enjoy themselves. Sex and pleasure are very important, but ultimately their long-term goal is to have a secure lasting relationship, right? um and they like to be comfortable. They like to live in luxury. They like nice things. They like to be surrounded by beauty and beautiful people. And the physical pleasures are very very important to them. So Let's go through the houses, and if you have if you have your Taurus moon in the first house, again, you're one of the signs that will wear your emotions on. If you, I always feel with moon in the first house people, if you don't say it, your face will say it, right? Um, However, with the moon in Taurus, you guys will really like an emotional anchor for other people. All right, people find your energy very soothing, and people will come to you because you appear stable. All right, and soothing for others, and you'll be known for your emotions and being steady and reliable. And a tourist moon in the first house always find very gorgeous and beautiful people. All right, I think moon in the first house, their mother is always prevalent in your life, or there's mother. There can be like some sort of like mother wound or mother issue here as well. Less so than the other moon signs because this exaltation point, unless there's going to be like a interception from Chiron or Mars or another malefic, then on the whole, I feel like Taurus Moon can be quite nurturing, and quite not have a quite nurturing parent too. Okay, Moon in the second house, as mentioned, I think it's great for finance, great for values, great for acquiring wealth and abundance more easier than the other houses. Really strong placement for material stability. You guys might even have a really gorgeous home, or might have an expensive home, or you could have like a home which will bring you wealth, prosperity, or groundedness. Your home will be something that you're really proud of. For example, um, financial security, as mentioned before. Moon in the second house. You guys, you want and need financial security to feel fulfilled, to feel safe. Okay, really important for second house moon. Um, Taurus rules the second house anyway, so having the moon here will give you that extra potent uh, sh- energy for material comfort, material wealth, for security, for abundance to flow more easily. I find Taurus moon second house is great for singing, great for having a beautiful voice. All right, moon in the third house. I feel like third house moon, uh, people really express their emotions more easily, right? Because the third house is how you communicate, and the moon is our emotions. So you express and communicate your emotions very well, especially because this is Taurus. I feel like Taurus moons really think carefully before they act, not in a decisive way, just in a like nurturing, grounded, slow and steady Taurian way. I don't feel like it's Virgo or Aquarian where it can be a bit more, calculated. Not that that is an issue, but it just acts differently. All right. Um, Great for sharing ideas, and I think that Moon in the third house people can really have an important relationship with either their community that they're surrounded by, because the third house rules where you live, your community, your local area. You could be like someone. The third house moon is like almost like the neighborhood gossip, but not in a like a Gemini way. In a way that people come to you, like you could be like the in charge of the neighborhood watch kind of thing. I think friendship's really important to the Taurus moon people too, because this is the third house, and I like to think the third house is not only your siblings and aunties and uncles and what have you, but also the people that you turn into friends and siblings, right? Grateful, like speaking therapy kind of work, and grateful, communicating. Like, if you used to start a podcast about like mental wellness and things like that, I think that'd be really good. Or writing books about cooking books could be really great because this is towards, after all, third house is communication, right? If you have Taurus moon in the fourth house, you guys have a really deep connection to home, to family. The moon, this is like a double whammy because not only is the moon exalted in Taurus, the moon rules the fourth house. So this is a really powerful placement for the moon because the moon will naturally enjoy being in the fourth house because the house is ruled by Cancer. So the moon knows the lay of the land in the fourth house, right? Home is important, family is important. You probably create a really beautiful, peaceful home environment. strong family foundations. Could be a strong tie to your family as well. Could be family healing and trauma to be done here. I feel like with the fourth house moon, people, there's always going to be a strong tie and connection to either mother figure, or or a nurturing parent, and it could be a strong tie to your family heritage as well, and the traditions around that, and a kind of almost like a sense of like duty to your culture. Okay, saying that as a fourth house moon. Moon in Taurus in the fifth house. I absolutely love fifth house moons. You guys are so fun. You know how to have fun. I love that the moon in Taurus in the fifth house is great for creativity, great for singing, dancing, painting, cooking, all that great stuff, and even making money through that as well. Because the fifth house rules your creativity, it rules entrepreneurship as well. And this is another double whammy placement because um, the fifth house rules children, right? And the moon rules nurture, it rules it rules family and motherhood too. And so this is a really potent placement for motherhood, family, pregnancy. And just having children really important in your life in some which way, shape, or form. Okay, your emotional fulfillment will come through pleasure, doing things that you enjoy, nurturing the moon, your inner child, right? And enjoying the five senses. I feel like you have a really colourful, beautiful dating and passionate sex life too with the fifth house moon, okay? Something that's really important to you, sensuality as well. Moon in the sixth house, the moon in Taurus in the sixth house, okay? This will be strongly tied into being of service to others through nurturing other people and nurturing them. So this is great for like mentorship, charitable work, working with pets because this is a sixth house as well. Um, you thrive, and this is really great because first of all, natally the sixth house is ruled by Virgo, right? And so Virgo craves and needs structure, routine, right? As does Taurus in a slightly different way to Virgo. However, both Earth energy, you guys do really well if you can structure your day better through repeated routines. You may overindulge with the finer things, and exercise might not be like your strong point, and health issues may crop up. So those would be your things that you need to work on. All right, or you could just have a great time and just delve into the five senses and enjoy the finer things as Taurus does. um, Moon in Taurus in the seventh house. Relationships. This is like for all seventh house moons, whichever sign, but especially Taurus, ruled by Venus. Relationships are going to be super important to you. All right. Emotional security will always come through a partnership, right? You're not one of the signs you need to be on your own. You guys need to be in a relationship, and that's absolutely fine. I'm Libra rising. I totally get it. You guys seek loyalty. You need loyalty. You want a partner you can depend and build upon with. You guys really value long term committed stability through your lovers and relationships. Usually, you guys will have gorgeous lovers, long-term commitment, romance and love. I feel, depending on the aspects to your moon, will become more can come more easily to you. Okay, moon in the eighth house. The moon in the eighth house, whichever sign it's in, can be challenging for anybody. I feel like it's less challenging for Taurus moon because, like I said, the moon in Taurus is exalted, so there is that. The moon in Taurus will always be about transformation, right? So you guys may go through a lot of transformation. There could be a lot of transformation, pain, healing around motherhood trauma because it's that moon, inheritance, taxes, loans, debts, consolidation. Those sort of things will come more easily to you. Or be like, if not easily, they could be quite prevalent in your life. Okay. Um, I feel like you guys will have the most transformation through your intimate relationships. because the eighth house rules intimacy and partnership in a different way to the seventh house. You guys will do your transformational healing through your interactions around partnership, feeling secure. I feel like there's a lot of lessons to be learned here because this is the Taurus moon, he craves security, and the eighth house is about feeling safe and being able to create intimacy and being safe and how to do so. So that would be your transformational lesson. All right. Great for delving into spirituality with the eighth house. Love the eighth house moon because you can be more connected to the eighth house. You can be more connected to spirituality through tarot, through mysticism, through the occult. Moon in the ninth house, you guys are fun. You guys, not that the other signs are not, the house are not fun, but because this always carries that Sagittarian flavor, you guys are fun. You guys are funny. You guys seek the truth. You guys may even speak the truth without people asking you to. Um, the ninth house moon people I find are really philosophical, and you guys know everything about everything, all right? You just do. Not in an Aquarius kind of way, more in a kind of way where because you seek the truth, you learn a lot, all right? You guys feel emotionally fulfilled when you are traveling, when you are seeking different cultures, different food, different people. You feel emotionally fulfilled when you are learning, expanding. You know, you guys make great lawyers, great lecturers, great coaches. Um, you may even live in a different country to you were born, right? The ninth house moon people can have parents who are from a different country to where you're born as well. Um, Moon in the 10th house, you guys have a strong desire to feel security, for leaving it something to do with your legacy, to do with your work, to do with your career, to do with your public stability. You know, it's a bit like the sun in the 10th house, where your career is really important and you might even be really known for, or really like famous within your career, or whatever it is you do, you're really known for it. Um, the moon in the 10th house can also be like a double-edged sword, because it could be that you want to be really known for the type of work that you do, but actually your emotional security and fulfillment will come through nurturing others, or being, you know, the nurturer. All right. um Long-term success is really important because this is the 10th house after all. And so, you know, I think the 10th house moon people can be really great hoteliers, restaurateurs, are the right words, um, great therapists too, great spiritual healers as well. If you guys had like you know, a spiritual retreat business, or, you know, bring women, or if you brought women together in like a retreat vibe, like, I wouldn't be surprised, which leads me on to moon in the 11th house. You guys will have really great, loyal, dependable friends. And as I was saying, in the 10th house, people, like, if you had to have like a commune or something where you have a women's retreat, or people come to you to meditate, to journal, to do healing work, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, your stability and emotional fulfillment comes through creating social circles which are stable, through long-term friendships, right? And building long-lasting communities. 11th house moon. I feel like the 11th house is one of the money houses and good luck houses as well. So you guys can be really lucky with your finances too. Moon in the 12th house, you guys are super spiritual. This is the house of spirituality, deep transformational work, the house of Pisces. You guys will find emotional healing going into solitude. So because the 12th house is the hidden house, and with the moon being here, you guys need to recharge the social battery often. You are natural empaths. You absorb energy really easily, and so for you guys, you would need to rest and retreat. I've noticed with 12th house moons and 12th house suns as well, you guys need to you guys like to have your own space and time, because you absorb, a natural empaths, you know, so you absorb energy. So if you guys need to spend time alone, great for artists, creativity, photography, actors, musicians, creative types. This is the 12th house after all, right? Cinematography, spiritual healers are in the 12th house too. You may even move away somewhere which is far from where you were born. This is the 12th house as well. If you like this video, I'd love it if you'd like to subscribe and share, and watch out for the next one.